Today we're going to talk about 5 ways that a normal player can magic finance. Okay, a normal player for me is somebody who plays the game. They're not interested in, tracking card prices, buying specs, buying and selling, all of that stuff. And it's just someone who wants to play the game. They don't want to worry about every transaction that they do and worry about these things that magic finance people spend a lot of time and detail looking at. And so this is 5 ways you could just be a player, just a normal player, go on with your life and still gain value with your collection. Okay. If you work these 5 things into your normal collecting, then your collection will be worth more than if you don't do these things. Okay. So just 5 easy things. Let's go. Let's see. What's the first one? First one is don't sell your bulk rares. I got this scene from Arrested Development here. There's always money in the banana stand. There is always money in your bulk rares. Now, bulk rares, the great thing about them is they are bulk. So they're at the lowest price that they're going to be. You will always get 5 cents for a bulk rare or whatever the going bulk rare rate is right now. And so there's no reason to sell them. And what will often happen is that those bulk rares will go up in price, and then someday you can go and dig through them and find value and change that in or trade it in for some cards that you need. So I would say when it comes to selling stuff, don't ever sell your bulk rares. Just keep them because they'll still be worth 5 cents later. If you say that you get emergency and it's like, okay, I do now need to sell my bulk rares, it's not typically it won't be a different price than what you were going to sell them for before, unless the whole bulk rare market shifts, and that's a whole nother topic. But, I think this is good advice. Don't sell your bulk rares. All right, let's look at the next one. Buy extended art cards. Okay, this one's a little bit, it's starting to we're starting to see, because extended art cards is another brand of rarity, right? There used to be regular cards and then foil cards, and those were the 2 rarities. And people who wanted max rarity would get the foil card, right? And then sometimes there'd be like a foil promo, which would even be like a step above in rarity. Now they've fractured the rarity. You could see even here with the Emery, you have like a regular Emery, a promo pack Emery, an extended art Emery, and then there's like a pre-release Emery, and on and on and on, right? But like, let's remove all that from the picture and just focus on the regular version and the extended art version. The extended art is one of the preferred versions. So a lot of people are going to start to gravitate toward that extended art version just because it looks nicer, and it's a way to get a premium card without getting foils, because foils have been problematic recently, and some people never liked foils, and so like this is kind of a cool thing that people who never liked foils could buy to have like a cool card, and it's something that people who like foils are now starting to gravitate toward these extended arts. The reason I showed these ones here is I wanted to show the pricing gap. As product is open and the set is more circulated, that regular rare version is going to be the most available. It's going to be the one that's out there that has the most supply. So what will happen is that'll be the lowest one, and you can see the divergent in the prices, right? You have a regular Emery at like $1 or $2, and then the extended art being $8 to $11. Now, at one point, these two were very close in price, and I'm going to show you that as we keep going. So, like, if you were just always make the rule, I'm just going to always buy extended arts. When you buy that, chances are you will buy it when they're close, and then when they start to get far away, you will save money, because then when the person who bought the extended art Emery can now sell it for, between $8 and $11, the person who bought the regular one, is going to get $1 for it. So same thing with the Oko. I wanted to show the divergence, right? You got like a $13 to $14 versus like a $24 to $28. So more than a $10 difference. Let's take a look at the Strixhaven cards here that just came out. This is what I'm talking about here. If you look at the Wandering Archaic, look how close they are, right? Between $8 and $9 versus $12, So like that's like maybe $4 more. But there is going to come a time where that Wandering Archaic is much more than the regular one. As that regular one gets open more and more and more, supply is going to come into the market, and then the higher rarity version, which is extended art, will be much more. And you have the same thing with the Strixhaven Stadium. You can do this all day. Look at Strixhaven Stadium, like the difference between paying 50 cents for the card and paying $1.50, right? You put another dollar in, and if Strixhaven Stadium becomes popular in Commander, which I think it will have some level of popularity in Commander, that extended art can easily be a $5 card. Well, that other one stays at 50 cents to $1. See? And so this is something that you don't even have to think about it. You could just say, I'm just always going to get extended art. And then just in your normal buying of cards, just buy the extended version if they have it. And then when it comes time to sell your collection or sell some of these cards or trade them in, they're going to just have that premium built in. So kind of a way to help cushion yourself from price falls. Don't buy singles at pre-release. Everybody knows this rule. Do not buy singles at pre-release. There are times where things are Arclight Phoenix. It's a $2 card. It goes up to be a $50 card. Whoa, we did it. That is really the exception to the rule. So what that means is that basically most of the time when you buy something during the pre-release, it's going to drop in value. And I know it's super hard to not do that because it's like, man, I want these cards right now. I want to put them in my decks. I want to have them. I don't even want to think about them. I'm not telling you how to live your life. This is an advice video about 3 things you can do that will increase the value of your collection that you don't have to do a lot of effort in doing, right? It doesn't take a lot of effort to just say, okay, I'm going to wait 2 weeks after the pre-release to buy my cards. If you do that, you will perform better on the whole. You say you're going to buy 10 cards, like you're going to pay less over the spread of those 10 cards than if you would try to like hit the lightning in the bottle, right? I just put up here Professor Onyx, pre-selling at just shy of $50, and now it's under $20. So just an example. I mean, we can do those examples all day long. It's common knowledge. So try to exercise patience, try to do your best. Another thing I like to do, this is a little tip that I don't know if I added this to the article, but this is a tip. Okay, if you're going to trade for a Professor Onyx at pre-release, trade another Strixhaven card because they're on the same trajectory. They're going downward, right? So like what you want to do is like don't trade a card that has a stable value for a card that's dropping, right? So, that's a technique you can use to shield yourself. Okay, but that's a little bit more advanced. That's like more Magic Finance-y. I'll just say, hey, just wait 2 weeks. Don't buy them at pre-release, right? Or even a week, All right, here's another one. Number 4, clean house. Okay, I got what Joe Exotic here. I'm never gonna financially recover this. Actual footage of people holding Shocklands last week. Now, sometimes we have cards that we play with. Okay, great. Keep those cards. Play with them. Enjoy them. But there are so many projects and little stacks of cards, decks that have not been built, stuff that we have that we are not using. Okay? And what that does is it opens you up to risk. You're risking reprints. You're risking, secret layers getting printed out and making your collection worth less. Now, if something, now again, you don't have to think about what secret layers coming out if you've already like tidied up your collection and said, I have what I'm using and what I want to keep, and everything else is traded in for store credit or everything else is sold. Like I think it's a great way to be because then you don't open yourself or expose yourself to those risks. And so clean house, and it is fun to clean house because as you're starting to go through boxes and stuff, it's like, oh wow, I didn't know I had this, it's kind of a cool thing. All right. We're going to close with another Arrested Development meme. No touching. No touching. Okay, number 5, don't worry, be happy. This is to the regular players again. Hey, don't stress about this stuff. Some people get so caught up in the value of their collection and like, oh, what am I going to do? I better sell this now. I better do this, and it's kind of like that age old advice, not to touch your stock portfolio, right? Over time, it's going to up and down and this kind of stuff. And thankfully, over the last decade, we've lived in a decade where if you've owned Magic cards, they've probably gone up, okay? You can ask anybody today, hey, do you regret selling your cards 5 years ago? Yes, everyone does, right? And so, like, it's so much better to, like, you can clean your house, get your collection, use the cards you use, then just forget about it. Don't think about, is this going up, is this going down? Because on the average, it will probably go up. Things have gone up. They've kind of done that naturally. So the more you micromanage it and the more you do those things, the worse it is for you, in my opinion. All right, we're running out of time here. We're gonna go here. This was based on an article that I wrote for my patrons. I wrote it directly for them. They only have access to it, and they still only have access to it. So like, if you like the content here, and maybe if you want to read that article, the whole thing, you can read it at this link here, and subscribe to the Patreon. And so, you know, you can do that. Anyways, we're going to get back to opening packs. I hope you enjoyed this quick video, and I'll see you in a minute. Well, future Medina, we'll see you in a minute.